What's up, everybody? Welcome to VAR Nation. I'm your host, Rock VAR, hanging out with you here on this Sunday afternoon as we play DC Universe Online live on the Nation. I probably already mentioned that. And hope you guys are having a great weekend as we are. It's an awesome Labor Day weekend. Tomorrow, most everyone, I know everybody doesn't get Labor Day off work, but a lot of people do. So hopefully you're gearing up and ready for a very fun, very safe Labor Day party. And if not, if you've got to work, I'm sorry, it sucks. But, we've all had to do that from time to time. So it's definitely... sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you don't get to party on the weekends so much as everybody else does. But it's what makes the world go round, Somebody's got to do it. But what we're doing today, we're going to hang out and we're going to play DC Universe Online. This is going to be our pre-level 30 stream that we're planning on doing here. We will also be, hopefully, I would like to hit level 30 this hour. We'll see if we can go from 27 to 30 in an hour. But I would like to hit level 30, and then that way I can go do a bunch of specking and whatnot after this video's over. And the next time we play, we can hopefully be on level 30 and above, which would be cool. And then we can start hitting then we can start actually DPSing and seeing what loadouts work and what loadouts don't work and all the good stuff like that. So I am going to go over to my live control room now so that I can see what's up, and I'm going to leave the chat bar up so you guys can see it this time, because I think that was the consensus in the last stream, that everybody liked seeing the chat as opposed to just hearing me talk about it after the fact. But I can see the chat much faster on the YouTube thing, so I will probably be reading it before it hits the stream. Jeffrey Lane says, "Rock, my friend." What's going on, Jeffrey Lane? Thanks for joining the stream, my buddy. It's good to see you. Glad you could come and hang with us this afternoon. We are planning on doing 2 streams today, so this should be the first, and then we should have our second stream happening later tonight, probably around the 9:30, 10 o'clock mark. That seems to work pretty well for everybody, so we'll rock in Labor Day, so to speak. Jeffrey says he found a thread on a Kryptonian power loadout. That is cool, man. That is very cool. Please share if you can. If you can't do it, I don't know how, I don't want to make you go through all that typing. If you want to, email it to us or private message it to me, and we can check it out. It says it's called Technology and Biology. Well, that's pretty nifty. I'll have to check that out. If it works good, man, that might be one that I end up using. Because like I said, I'm looking for something to do with Rockvar. I'm having a hard time at this point talking myself into not switching to water with him still, just because yesterday as I was playing and showing Lyda some of the stuff, and she was like, "So you're seriously not switching to water with Rockvar?" Like, well, I might end up doing it. We got some good news on the Lyda front. We finally got the game downloaded and updated for her. She was actually able to log in on her PS3 yesterday. It only took us 7 days or more of continuously hitting X every time the error would come up that it couldn't download game assets. When we finally got it up last night, we finally got it up to 99% sometime around 10 o'clock, and we were thinking, hot damn, she's actually going to be able to log in and play tonight. And then that last 1%, sorry, I'm adjusting my fan, it might sound funny here, that last 1% actually took us all night. We gave up on it after a few different tries, went to bed. I mean, when I say a few different tries, I mean for a good solid 2 hours, I sat here and hit X every time the error came up to restart the download, and it would pop back up again with 206 megabytes to download. It would then download till there was about 150 megabytes left, and then it would kick to the error, and then when you would start the download again, it would start over with 206, and that was the way it was when I went to bed last night about 1 a.m. We woke up this morning. She woke up this morning with Bodhi sometime around 6 or 7, and she hit the download again button, and it finished the download. She was actually able to log in, and it was a great moment. So sometime today, I don't know if it'll be during a stream or what, but sometime today Lyda will be back on playing with us. Jeffrey Lane says it was a concept a guy thought of. The Kryptonian power was based off Sunstone tech and Kryptonian biology, so one was weapons and one was superpowers. Oh, I gotcha. That's pretty cool. That would be a good way to do it, because that would be how Kryptonians would fight, you know? They would have advanced tech and stuff like that. Kick-ass staffs or something. I don't know what they would use. So this is kind of a joy. So Jeffrey says he made it from scratch and it seemed like it would actually work. So is it something that's in the game that we can actually throw together and use, or is he asking the devs to come up with it for him? That's kind of, because if it's something that we can throw together and try out, I will test it on the stream at some point so we can see what it looks like. Supposing I don't have to switch powers to do it. But kind of a treat right now, we are getting to go defeat some Atlanteans in the last kind of couple chapters of level pre-level 30. We're going to get to go and fight Aquaman, or, you know, fight him until he comes to his senses, and then we're not going to fight him anymore. That's pretty much how that's going to work. I've retooled my loadout. Okay, he was asking the devs to make it. That's cool. Well, I hope they look into it. It'd be nice to see. But I changed my load up out a little bit more from the last one that I had been using. I kind of came to the conclusion that I was popping too many things before I was actually doing damage, so it was kind of like old Rage used to be. Like, you know, you're going to pop all your buffs first and then go to town, which is okay. It's just that does lower your damage over time when you get to that point in your rotation where you're going to go through 2 or 3 powers that don't actually do damage. To rebuff yourself, you're lowering your damage per second at that point, and that I kind of don't want to do that. I'd like to keep the damage even keeled over time. So what I've put in my loadout right now is I am using everything with crushing effects. When I hit level 30, that's probably going to change. I'm going to test out OG Mentor's loadout that he was talking about and see how that works, which capitalizes on High Tide. But for right now, I'm just hitting Drown to add my crushing effect, clipping that with Bubble so that it adds damage to my attacks. Then I'm going to hit Depth Charge, which enemies take additional damage when they're in crush, or when they're being crushed. Water Spout, same thing. Then I'm going to hit Ebb, combo that into Flow. By the time that's done, I'm back to Drown to add my crushing effect again, and I can do the whole loadout again. And if I get done with Ebb and Flow, and it's just like the guy's just barely got any power left, then I can hit him with Tsunami Strikes just to finish. You can either do that, or there is an actual finishing power on here that works pretty damn good. There's 2 of them, really. If you use this Dehydrate, it takes away your superpower, but for each 2,500 supercharge removed, or excuse me, it removes all of the supercharge you have, dealing bonus damage for each 2,500 supercharge removed up to a cap of 10,000. So it's kind of like it deals extra damage, but it's only single target. So you can use that for a finisher, like on a boss or something, or kind of like the old school finishers that we had for Rage and Atomic and a few other powers. You can use this Torrent that deals extra damage when they're at or below 35%. I guess they're below 35% health. So, but for right now, on these low level missions, Tsunami Strikes is working just fine. Yeah, Jeffrey asked me if I like the animations. I flippin' love the animations, man. This right now is my favorite power set. Not gonna lie. I am in love with water. It is just so freaking cool what they've done with these animations. I don't want to clip any of them. Like I want to, and that is partially why I put Drown and clipped it with Bubble, because Drown doesn't really need to be clipped. It's a pretty quick it's just a real quick, like a hand slap type of animation. But I don't want to clip Depth Charge because I like watching it. Like, I don't want to clip any of the animations that I can actually see because they're just so cool looking. That is partially why Water Spouts is even in my loadout, and I hope that I can keep it that way as I get higher level. I don't even like necessarily care about what the power does. It just looks so cool. I gotta have it in my loadout, and it's partially that way with the Shark Attack. Or Shark Frenzy. I'm changing the name of that to Shark Attack from moving forward. It's stricken from the record. But basically Shark Frenzy, I've got to work out a way, hi Bode, to get it back into my loadout because it's just so cool to look at. And you asked me, does it have a water weapon? Yes, it does. It's called Aquatic Arsenal, and I'll equip it and show you what that's all about. So with Aquatic Arsenal, you have combos. You hit it once, you hit it 4 more times, and it leads into the 5th. So you actually do it, you hit the button 4 times. I believe you get 5 hits because the last hit is like an add-on. So check this out. This is tight. It's like a sword, and then it goes into, I don't know, like a ball and chain type thing. I can't remember what that's called, but isn't that tight? And that works with crushing effects. So if you have crushing effects on, that deals extra damage. The only reason I'm not using it right now is because it's melee and I'm just playing around with I had a really kick-ass loadout that I'll probably go back to at some point that's a combo of range and melee, because you start out range and then you use the power that shoots you at the enemy, so you end up right on top of them and then use that weapon attack at the end. But for right now, because it's so flippin' cool looking, and I don't care that it's not doing a whole lot of damage, I'm working in ebb and flow, because that's just tight. So what I'm doing now is I'm just rolling through ebb, flow, and then I can start right back at the beginning. And when I have enough power, I can start right back at the beginning, and that's the whole combo right there, unless I need to finish, and then I can use this one, hoi, and just go ahead and stop what I'm doing. So let's go, man. Let's get this show on the road, because like every other stream, I'm going to do an hour now, and then we're going to take a break. Well, not like every other stream, like every other weekend stream, I guess. See, and he's just got a little left, so then I can just hit him with that. And I think that's a pretty cool rotation for just what I'm doing right now. I don't know if that's going to work very well in an actual alert situation, but for solo content, I think that's pretty cool. I think that water is going to be one of these powers where everything's not going to work in every situation. I'm going to want to have a loadout that works for solo content like this, and I'm going to want to load out that, and this would probably be used in a duo as well. I would think this loadout would do pretty good in a duo. And then I'm going to want one that's going to work in an alert and potentially raid. The alert and raid loadout may be the same, and I imagine that's where OG Mentor's loadout's going to come into effect, is because it's capitalizing on High Tide and the crits there, and and plus I don't want to use ebb and flow in an alert, because then I'm pulling the ads away from the tank, and that, you know, that's just a dick move on my part for everybody. Just like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pull ads away from the tank, and healer, guess what? I'm pulling all these ads right on top of me and you and everybody else so that we get blasted. So I won't do that. I do want to do this right now. Bullshit, it cost me a taco. Yeah! That's what I imagine he's saying when he takes that pose.
He's the king of Atlantis. He must be able to stop this.
Lyda says I just got cost a taco because you're eating it? What the hell, woman? Oh my god, I look over and my taco cheese is hanging out of her mouth. She just took a big, huge stare bite of my taco. Damn you, woman. That was my last taco. We got Taco Bell boxes for lunch. The $5 box. Oh, shit. So I can't go into that kind of stuff anymore. No, I'm not allowed. That's like... I can't talk about... I mean, I'm not trying to promote it, but it sounds like I am. You know what I'm saying? So, never mind. It's delicious, though. We were trying to win an Xbox was the whole thing. We wanted to win an Xbox One. We did not win today. We have one more code that we will use tomorrow and see if it has won, because we really wouldn't mind having DCUO on Xbox One just to show it off and stream with it and whatnot. Because I heard the streaming functions are really good on the Xbox, and the recording functions and stuff like that. I heard that it's much easier. You can do 1080p recordings over there, which we still can't do on PlayStation 4. We can upload in 1080p to YouTube, but the actual recording that's happening right now is 720. So when I'm streaming right now, I don't know what it looks like on you all's end, but I'm actually in 1080p. Pretty sure I'm only streaming in 720 because of my bandwidth. But like if I was to record this right now, I'm seeing it in 1080p, but what I'm recording is only in 720, and so the quality is crappier. And then when I watch my recordings later, I'm like, what the hell? When I upload it to YouTube, if I upload it anything higher than 720p, it just makes it look that much worse. So I could upload it to 1080, but it's not actually converting it to 1080. It's just uploading a 720 pixels into a 1080 frame, making it that much more pixelated. So right now, whether you want to or not, with PlayStation 4, you're stuck with 720p, while the Xbox One folks are over there playing in 1080, recording in 1080, looking awesome. So I don't know if hopefully the next PlayStation that comes out, they fix that. I think it was just really because, you know, when PlayStation 4 came out, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot. I don't even think YouTube would allow you to upload in 1080 at that point. So it was a waste of their time. I love that. Look at that. See, I could do just everything. Oh, hey, MX. Sorry, buddy. I did see your last post there at the end of the last stream, and I didn't respond to it, but I will call you MX. That's cool. I'm sorry that Google are a bunch of punks and they won't let you change that. MX says, VAR, does the server from PS4 connect with PS3 servers? Because my punishment is over and character is level 25 already. Yes, absolutely, buddy. You can shoot me an invite in game if you want to. Yes, PS3 and PS4 are on the same server. So I'm glad your punishment is over, man. It's got to be cool. Your water power, right on, brother. You must have hit it hard as soon as you were able to get back in. Either that or you changed Toon's power. There was a dude over I think it was yesterday, after the stream or during the stream, I don't even know. Or no, I didn't stream yesterday. So I was playing and I recruited a guy, and he basically, I recruited him to the league. I'm just hitting with my weapons for no reason here. I recruited him to the league, and his name was, I think it was DC Tempest or DCU Tempest or something like that. Seemed like a cool guy. And we were the same level. We were like a level 21, I think, when I recruited him. And he, oh shit, who's that? General Cordax. I don't want none of that shit. We ran together, like, pretty much for like an hour, 2 hours, the rest of my time on anyway. And I got on yesterday, and here I am, a level 27, right? Like, I've progressed that far. I'm at the time feeling pretty good about it. This dude's already a combat rating 41. I was like, holy shit, he must have been on all night playing, which is cool. That's kind of shit I used to do. Feel like it took me, I've gotten from 0 to 30 in like a day and a half before, maybe even less, because we would just play non-stop. Jeffrey says, what style and what DLC would you like to see, and what are you surprised they don't have yet? Oh my god, son, that's a good question. Let's see. What style would I like to see? Well, the style I wanted to see was the Superman emblems. Basically all the emblems that came out, and they did that. So I got pretty lucky as far as I wanted to see the Flash cowl, I wanted to see the Batman cowl. So who haven't they done that I would like to see? Because damn, when you say it and I'm on the spot like that, I kind of forget. Lyda, help me out here. We have a question. What style and DLC would I like to see that they haven't put out? And basically what style and DLC would I like to see, and what am I surprised they haven't put in the game yet? They've done a couple of Kryptonian style DLCs. Not full DLCs though, just missions.
What style?
Yeah, what style? Because I know we were talking about one recently. Well, yeah, but they kind of have the Connor Kent style. You can put it together. They already have that kind of. She was saying the Connor Kent style. I would like to see. I'll tell you what I'd like to see here. Exactly what I'd like to see. The first appearance of Superboy.
Oh, that style?
Yeah, from the Reign of the Supermen. With the leather jacket, with the yellow S on the back of it. That's what I'd like to see. The actual style. Because right now you can put it together with some random shit in the game. But that's what I'd like to see.
And his hairstyle?
His hairstyle, the glasses, the gloves, exactly the gloves, not just kind of the makeshift version that I'm using. The boots. I would like to see it to the letter. That Superboy. And it does, and that is actually the one that surprises me too, that it's not in the game, because we have Hank Henshaw in the game. We don't yet have the Eradicator, I don't think. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Death of Superman arc in the game. I want that to be the DLC. I want the Reign of the Supermen in DC Universe Online. I want to see Eradicator. I want to see Hank Henshaw. I want to see, of course, we've got Doomsday, Black Suit Superman, Matrix Supergirl. I want to see Power Girl, of course, and Superboy. All of that. I want to see them actually kill off Superman and bring him back as Black Suit Superman in the same DLC or in two separate DLCs. I want to see Linda Danvers. Yeah, Supergirl. I want to see the rise and fall. I want to see the death of. I'd like to be able to be in one of the raids. I'd like it to actually be the battle in Metropolis where Doomsday kills Superman and the rest of the Justice League is trying to fend him off. I want to see that. Like at the end of the basically you could all fight Doomsday as a group, right? And then at the very end of it, after you've gotten past a certain point, Superman steps up and he's like, everybody get away, I've got this. Because he realizes at that point that there's nothing that anybody else can do. He's the only one. And so then he goes out, fights Doomsday, dies. That might be the end of the DLC. And then the next chapter of that, because they've been doing them in chapters, the next chapter of that could be the return. And we get Black Suit Superman, and they could actually make that tier gear. Yeah. Jeffrey Lane says, he says, wow, that's deep, Rock. He says, I still have that comic. I do too. I've got the Death of Superman in the black bag unopened to this day. I shouldn't say that. People are going to come and try to steal it from me, but I've got that puppy, and I've got 2 of the white bag versions unopened. Jeffrey Lane says, you know, back in 2009, that was a beta mission. I don't know what happened to it. It's on YouTube when Yins was around. Holy shit. I did not know that. He said they had that as a mission in Star Labs, but they never made it. Oh, see, I love Yins. I loved his ideas. I think SJ's doing a wonderful job, and we've gotten some really kick-ass content since she took over the role, for sure. You know, I love her to death. We're both big SJ fans, but I miss Yins a little bit too, because he had some really kick-ass ideas back in the day. So, of course, we always love Maps. Maps is the man.
Atlantis' army can always use a Drylander slave.
But that would be awesome. Oh, Lyda, of course, she wants the Superman Batman story arc that introduces Supergirl. Oh, you want to see the dark side Supergirl? They almost have that, except for they went with Superman instead of Supergirl and whatnot. But I want to see that bad, though. Now that I said it, it's all I'm going to be thinking about. It's all I ever
Martian
wanted.
Manhunter deciphered some Atlantean thoughts before they shut him out.
That was
They
my
say Queen
first.
Mira is
I'll be
causing
honest
this
with you.
war, and
I
Aquaman
was,
is her
when the
devoted
death came
slave.
out, I think I was
Slave,
13,
huh?
12 or
Anyone else find that
13.
suspicious?
And that was my first real comic book that I read. Like, I had seen, I had Ninja Turtles comic books and shit like that when the Ninja Turtles movie came out. But my family was real kind of country. They were not, I didn't get to go to a comic book store until the Ninja Turtles movie came out. And then I didn't know they existed. When on our way to the movie, I went with a friend. It was like a slumber party. I went and stayed at a friend's house, and on the way to the movie, his mom stopped at a comic book store for us to go in, and she bought us all the movie version of the comic book. And I had no idea even at that point that comic book stores were a thing or what it was all about. And so I was kind of hooked. As far as, you know, I definitely wanted to be a part of the comic world, but my mom was never, you know, we didn't get toys and shit like that a lot. And I had a Nintendo when they came out, but as far as taking me to a comic book shop and letting me shop as a kid, that wasn't going to happen ever. So when I was 12 or 13, I can't remember which, I read the Death of story arc at my friend's house, and it absolutely, like, because I had seen the Reeve films and I had been somewhat of a Superman fan, but that absolutely, just like everybody else I'm sure at the time, it completely rocked my world. Like, I was just awestruck. And that was also my first, at his house that day, we read the entire thing, because the entire series, because we just got into it, and that was also my first glimpse of Superboy. And at that stage of my life, I was like, yeah, that's a badass Superman, you know, that's my boy right there. And that's what started the whole thing. And then, of course, I at some point Smallville, but oh, okay, here, hold on, buddy. I need to go back. Jeffrey Lane says, when the game was shown at E3 or something, they had that mission they showed people, but I'm guessing maybe next year after Superman comes back in JL, they will. That would be cool. They need a Nightfall storyline too. That is very true. Jeffrey Lane says he did chores to get comics. Lots and lots of chores. And he says his brother took the Batman route. That's cool. Michael Mueller. Hi-ho, what you think about an Adam West 60s Batman episode? I think that would be freaking super. That would kick ass, man. That's a good call, totally. In fact, with there being a kind of reboot of that in cartoon form, it's probably possible for him to do, except Adam West just died, so that sucks. But still, they could do it. And I think, honestly, if it was done in like a tribute to Adam West kind of a way, I think that Kevin Conroy could pull it off if he needed to. Ebb and flow. Oh, I'm done. I'm just doing this for no reason now. Damn, I think we would have had a shot at hitting level 30 if I didn't stop so much when I talked. Sorry. Sometimes I just can't concentrate when we get going. Oh, we're going into the shipping office now. Let me go over here and get this. I still need to get to update my look. I did update my belt a little bit here. With that pop-up will move. Just because I kind of didn't like having the belt that I had on. I went today to look for styles that I could purchase on the market or on the vendor to look more like what I'm trying to go for. And I realized that that's another great way to make money, and I have not been doing it. Prometheum lockboxes, when you get styles and stuff, selling those bad boys on the market is a good way to make money. The Stalwart Defender top was on there for 2.9 mil, and I get them pretty regularly through the Prometheum lockboxes. But anymore, I've just been giving them all to my alts. I haven't even been focusing on selling stuff on the market. So that could be a really good way to get money and be able to spend it on some of the stuff that you want. Jeffrey Lane says, you think a couple of cities could be added on, like Fawcett City? Fawcett City, definitely. I'd like to see Jump City. I'd like to see the Teen Titans get their home. I would like to see, let's see, Keystone. I know that they've referenced it, but I don't think we've actually gone there. Keystone would be cool to go to, because they keep giving us versions of Gotham and Metropolis, and we're kind of like, you know, but some of these other heroes need their cities in there as well. It kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you've got Captain Marvel hanging out in Metropolis. Which I would expect that we're going to get some Captain Marvel content. Of course, it may be called Shazam now. I don't know. I think in the game here we still call him Captain Marvel. But when the movie starts coming out, it's kind of funny. I was reading a story the other day that they had asked the director of the Captain Marvel or of the Shazam. They're calling his ass Shazam in the movie, so it's really obnoxious to me. But MX, I'd like to see Aquaman added as a mentor as well. But they were asking the director of the Shazam movie if he's going to CG the face of the actor playing Shazam onto Billy Batson, or make him look young enough to be a kid, or if they're actually going to use a kid. And he's like, I think it'd be much easier for us to just use a kid than it would be to go through all that trouble with CG, even though it can be done, which is kind of crazy. That's like we saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 the other day, and we did not know that they had CG'd shit. What's his name? I don't even know. The guy that's playing the planet or whatever. They had made him look much younger, and I had asked Lyda, like, wow, he looks really young. How is that possible? And she's like, he apparently just takes care of himself, which is, you know, with him you'd kind of expect that to be the case. But then when I found out they had CG'd him into youth, it was like, holy shit, they can do anything. See, I wish I had flight in here, because I guess we're in water now, according to... So now I've got to disrupt this ritual. I would definitely like to... I definitely think they should make Aquaman a mentor, especially now that we have water powers. Because you have a whole bunch of water powers running around. Who do you pick as your mentor? I picked Superman, but because I always pick Superman. But I don't know who legitimately would be the mentor. It's kind of hard to get ebb and flow down. The timing is not real. I'm not real certain what the timing is. I mean, how could I not like that? The whole freaking thing is just...
Aquaman and Mera are this way.
Damn, that's
There is
cool.
something strange, though. I need to get closer.
He wants to get closer. He wants to get closer. So I'm going to go after the stream. In between stream and stream, I have two objectives. The first is I am boiling bottles. I must sterilize the bottles. The second, I'm going to work on my friend's audiobook, and when that is out, I'm going to ask you guys to go check it out. It's the next book in the Captain Hochland series. They are available on Amazon. It is a kick-ass book, and he's asked me to do the audio version that he's going to put up on the website chapter by chapter. So today my goal is to finish chapter 1, get it edited. If I don't get it edited today, I'll edit it tomorrow and send it over to him, so that he can get it up on his website, and then I'll tell you guys the details so you can go check it out, because it is going to be cool. He's a hell of a good writer, and I don't like reading. I like reading comic books. I've never been a person to sit down with a book and read anything, because the moment I start reading, I pretty much start falling asleep. I don't get into the story. I don't visualize anything. I just see the words. And so it's never been an exciting thing for me. And this is the first, reading his stuff is the first time that I've ever actually gotten into it and thought that it was super cool. And really just enjoyed the story arc. So I think that it's something worth promoting, definitely. Not just because it's my voice, but also because it's awesome. And then we're going to do a radio show, and I am going to voice the lead character, Captain Hochland. So... the audiobook is not done in my voice. I'm doing the reading, but I'm just reading like you would expect in an audiobook. It's not like a character voice or anything like that. Then when we do the radio show, I'll actually well, he wants it to sound mostly like me, because that's, I guess, how the character's supposed to sound. So, but that will be probably in a couple of months that we'll have the audiobook up. He does all kinds of shit on his YouTube channel, and I'm gonna get the name to share with you guys what it is. It's really cool. They do actual remakes of old movies and shit, and so like they did a Shadow. They did a black and white Shadow kind of mini movie. They actually had, he was one of the people in it. They had actors. They had a voiceover guy. They had guns that, like, real, it was, the special effects were super cool. Like, when they shot guns, they sounded real. It was flippin' awesome. Whoever is doing the editing work on it knows what they're doing. And I'll share some of that information, because they do a weekly podcast. He's a ex-comic book store owner. And the guy just knows a lot about the business. Big Doctor Who fan. He's the one that got us into Doctor Who back in the day. Well, back in the day for me is like 15 years ago. Not 20, because that would be a long time ago. But, you know, 10, 15 years ago, he got us into Doctor Who. My mentor, XM, is, right now it's Superman. I just do that because I'm familiar with, like, I've used all three, but my favorite missions to do are the Superman ones, so that's why I normally just choose that.
You cannot stop the rise of Atlantis! Cower at our feet!
I will never cower. Come here. Go away. Shit. Shit's getting in my way. Get out of my way, fool. Yours is Batman. That's cool. That's cool for feats, too, if we team up on stuff. Because there's missions that you're doing that I probably wouldn't be doing, and vice versa. Here we go. Oh, not yet. Come here, fellas. Oh, no, come here. Go back. Oh, didn't quite make it that time. I like to roll. Yeah! Oh. Oh, neat. I never noticed that. It moves around. Alright, let's see if we got anything that I need to upgrade. Nope. I did get a stat point. What's this guy doing? Just hanging out here by... He's just hanging out with Martian Manhunter like, I'm waiting for your boy. Martian Manhunter's like, he's gonna get you with water, son.
Aquaman and Mira are just ahead. I can only read their minds dimly through their magics. But I will tell you this, that woman is not Queen Mira.
She's not.
I cannot make out their thoughts. I must get closer. Follow me through the door.
Where'd you go? How can I follow you? When you left me. You left me alone.
Arthur, please stop this madness. That is not Queen Mira. She lies.
Enough! This war will continue until the atrocities the surface dwellers have wrought against my kingdom have been avenged.
We must release Aquaman from this imposter's control, or his kingdom will savage the land.
Savage.
This is my realm, and you are not welcome here.
Get off my back. It's also my realm, punk daddy.
Not good enough.
And now I'm out of power. That is what does suck about being a low level. Get over here, punk.
Creatures of the deep waters, heed my thoughts. Your king calls you to attack.
I want that belt. Dig that. Crabs! Damn. That's why you stay away from sleuths. I don't want these huge crabs. Takes more than penicillin to get rid of these bastards. I don't know if that even works on crabs. lice treatment. Oh. Like on Trailer Park Boys, I need the industrial size bottle.
Circe, your cruel lie
I need
has gone far enough.
170 bottles of the industrial size. Circe. You'd be hot if you weren't mean. I don't like mean chicks. Who am I kidding? I love mean chicks. She's not Mara, Chode. Do we have any more barrels I can suck the power from? Well, not when he's doing that to me. Damn it, Aquaman. I noticed that since this is my first time leveling since the game update, or since the stat revamp, I noticed I seem to be living a lot better. I have not had to really worry about blocking and whatnot too much. Like before, it was almost difficult to get through these at some point. Not always, but... Come on, Poseidon's trident. Give me power. I hate to waste this on the trident, but at the same time, I have the power. Well, I got knocked on my bottom. Is he gone?
Goodbye, Arthur dear. Arthur, you must
see you later.
use the Atlanteans to start this war. You must know you will be destroyed.
It kind of sucks using ebb and flow because you can pretty much always guarantee as soon as you hit ebb you're gonna get hit because you're pulling something that's hitting you towards yourself, and I don't really get the logic behind that. I don't want the enemies to come closer to me. I want them to stay the hell away from me. I could see if it pushed out first and then pulled back.
Circe, what have you done with her, you witch?
Your queen is here.
I'm in combat, so I can't do shit about that right now. I'd like to switch that one out. I was just trying to find another power that would use crushing effect, and clearly that thing's not worthwhile for me, so I'll just skip it from now on. I don't really need to use it. By the time I get back to what I'm doing, well, I just did it again. Wow, power sucks. Not having power sucks balls right about now. Drown! I don't see any other barrels either. That one hits pretty hard, and it's like 3 or 4 hits too.
Aquaman is free from my spell, but the victory.
Did she say smell?
The rift I have created
Aquaman
between
is
the
free from my
Atlanteans and the surface world
smell.
has weakened both world peoples. The damage is done.
Oh no, what do I want? Oh. Let's see. We got a 23 necklace and 26 pants. We'll go with the... I don't know why I'm carrying right now. It shouldn't make any difference. I mean, yeah, it makes a little bit of difference, but I'm not trying to supplement my combat rating at this point.
must thank you. Were it not for you,
Hey,
Triton
I
knows
did
what
level
would
up to a
have come of this
28.
deception.
Sweet.
We must
We
return
can
to
try a new
Atlantis at
loadout.
once and tend to the damage
See how
Circe
well it
caused
works.
among my people.
Aquaman is freed from Circe's cruel lie. Now that Queen Mera is again at his side, the war between land and sea should end.
I am Arthur, king of the seven seas, ruler of the vast ocean empire of Atlantis. But I am a king in exile, abandoned by my queen, rejected by my people for an alliance with the surface world. I will heal that breach, and forge a peace between the land and the sea. No matter my joy, or my despair, that is my destiny. For beneath the waves, I am king. But on land, they call me Aquaman.
Yay.
Circe has made a lifelong enemy of the Atlanteans with this ruse. Her attempts to enslave the world under magical tyranny
Well, that
have
didn't
become
make
more
any
desperate.
sense.
Thanks to you, her lies were revealed, and Aquaman freed from her deceit. Martian Manhunter is waiting for you.
Alright.
With our thanks.
Now we got... There's the one I was looking for, Aqualance. So now that we've got and we didn't look at this. I'll show you guys in case you haven't seen this. This is totally a healing power, but the animation is cool as shit. Yeah, that's your healing, your main like healing over time. Oh, you can't do that one. That shit looks tight. So now we can test a new loadout. Not right this second probably, but I'll at least go into what it is if I can remember how it works here. We are going to go, and I think he wanted to start with depth charge. And I want to say, I'm going to have to go look this up again, but I want to say clip to, where did High Tide go? There, High Tide. Then we're going to hit Aqualance. Then we're going to have the shark, but we're going to skip over it. We're going to go into Tsunami Strikes. And we're going to end with, can't remember which one. Not that one. Basically any supercharge that you want to use at the end, or bubble, which I don't, that's another one, that's where I was like, I don't understand using bubble at the end, but maybe we'll put bubble somewhere else. I may end up probably shifting all this to the left so that we can clip High Tide and bubble together. But basically what we wanted to do with this, in this scenario, was clip these two, hit that, go through this twice. Oops, because I ran out of power apparently. Oh no, because I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Go through that twice, then hit shark, then go back and do the whole thing over again. But I have no enemies, so let's go find an enemy and see how that Mamma Jamma works, because that's supposed to be the, not the ultimate DPS loadout, but it's pretty much like the one that everybody's using in higher tier content right now. Minus the supercharge, it can be whatever. I think there's another supercharge that you don't get till you're a level 30 that they're using. But I have no idea how this works. I don't really, this is the one that I was questioning. Like, so here, let's go look at it. So what they were saying was you can start out with depth charge, or you can start out with dehydrate, whichever one you want to do. to add the crushing effect, but we're not using any other powers except this one that would have it would matter about crushing effect. That was to give you a power over time, or a damage over time, but Aqualance, if you're in high tide, deals damage over time. So, oh, crushed enemies do take additional damage with Aqualance. Oh shit, yeah, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start out with Bubble then. I'm gonna go look this up again, so this may change between now and the next stream, but yeah, we're gonna use Bubble, or not Dehydrate, where the hell, or not Bubble, gosh darn it. Now I'm all excited, I'm not thinking straight. Excuse me. Here we go. Drown. I'm gonna start out with Drown, so I want to put crushing effects on. So I'm gonna clip Drown with High Tide, then I'm gonna hit Aqualance. Right after Aqualance, I'm gonna do Tsunami Strikes 3 times, because that's gonna reset High Tide. Or 2 times. So after I've done Tsunami Strikes twice, then I'm going to hit Shark Frenzy, then I'm going to start the whole thing over again. And that's going to be my loadout until I want to use that, or I can put Bubble on at the end, so I guess that makes the second rotation more kick-ass. I don't know why I wouldn't start out by putting Bubble on. That's probably what I would do. I would start with Bubble and then do the others, so that's what I'm actually going to do here. If I can find it again. Man, now it's getting, since that all this is happening, we've got all these powers, it's getting damn confusing. Because I'm not a supercharged kind of guy. I don't care too much about the supercharge happening. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with Bubble. I'm going to clip these 2 together, hit that one. Oh, by the time I do that, I'm done. Damn, that hits pretty hard. Oh, here's a ton. Okay, here we go. This will be funner. Let's wait till High Tide gets back. But see, I was thinking, if you've got High Tide reactivated, why wouldn't you hit the Shark Frenzy? Why wouldn't you hit High Tide before you hit Shark Frenzy, then take High Tide off cooldown again and start over? That's what I would think would work, but maybe that's just too long of a rotation. I'm going to try both and see what happens. But for right now, let's just... or we're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. That's way too many enemies. Were those all level 27s? Damn. I just got spanked. Sometimes you spank the monkey, and sometimes the monkey spanks you. That time, the monkey spanked me. He spanked me hard. Just let me find some enemies to test this on real quick. Not those. That one down there, he's like a level 90. No, we don't need that. Oh damn, they're still asking me to... I gotta go back to Chinatown. Chinatown! Pick me up some noodles. I need to be doing this on a dummy so that I'm not getting attacked back, but I don't really have one readily available. We will test, so how's that? We'll one of the streams here, not today, but we'll go to the dummy and so we can see what the damage over time is and shit. Are these anything more that I can fight? Nope. Muggers. Damn muggers. Get me back to the docks. Oh, I'm a hell of a long way from that. Oh man. There's gotta be some enemies out here somewhere. Ooh, there's some mist. Why is there mist out here? Aha! These guys are weak though, but... Are they? Yeah, they're level 4s. Oh god, that's not gonna help anything. There's a hell of a lot of them though. See, there's not. That's the problem. Is there's just not enough of them to get. Oh. High tide off cooldown. There we go. I don't know. That looks really cool though. The trident is awesome looking. So we'll test that more as we go. I'm gonna go after the stream. I'm gonna go to the dummy and give it some run-throughs and see which ones do a little bit more damage. But there's really not a whole lot. Like, I can test the shit out of it right now, and it's not gonna really give me a good indication of how it's gonna deal damage when I'm a higher level. MX says, after I defeat this Spectre, tell me where you are so I can find you or join your league. Cool, man. Let's take out this thug.
What? Can a guy catch a break?
I think I'm probably getting ready to... I haven't done the Spectre yet. I don't know why. Maybe that's my next hoorah. It very well could be. We're gonna go get our mail and talk to this chick, and then I'm gonna wrap up this part of the stream, cause I got to go boil bottles, and then we'll come back later tonight. Ooh, we got something. Oh, something I already had. Thanks, Aquaman. You're a real nice guy. See, he should have given us some kind of Aquaman style.
Aquaman is freed from Cersei's cruel
Gee, was I the only one that heard Martian Manhunter spit up in his mouth when he said Aquaman? Aquaman.
The war between land and sea should end.
So
Oh,
we've
nope,
got a
guess
little
that one doesn't level me,
undead
so.
situation at the University of Gotham.
Here's the one that I don't
Felix
like.
Faust's agents are draining souls from students, and zombies
So
are overrunning
if
the
I'm
area.
remembering this
Talk to
correctly,
Captain
I do
Marvel
this
at the Diamond
undead
District
one, and
Police
then I'll do
Station,
the
so we
Spectre,
can put these
and then I'll
souls
be
to
a level
rest.
30. So I may get there later on today, we'll see. But for now, I've got to go. Got to go do some boiling. I'll be back on probably about 9:30, 10, somewhere in that range. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. If you follow us at _Nation on Twitter, I always give an update at least 15, 20 minutes before we're going to stream. I try to do it an hour, so I'll try to go on Twitter and be like, hey guys, going to be streaming DCUO in about an hour. And then I try to stay consistent with that time. A lot of times it actually takes me longer to get up and running before that happens, but I try. So if you follow us there, it's at _Nation on Twitter. You'll see the announcements, and thank you guys for joining the stream. I appreciate it. You all been fun hanging with you in the chat. And we will be back on, like I said, later tonight. Please sub to VAR Nation if you're not already subbed. Hit that like train, if you will, before you guys exit the stream while we're still live here, and let us know how much you enjoyed yourself if you did. If you didn't, just keep that to yourself. No, I'm teasing you. We aim to please, though. So yeah, feel free to give us a like. This video will be up on YouTube in about an hour. If you missed the beginning, you can catch it there and give it a like and share once it's up if you don't mind. But for Lyda and Bodhi, this is Rock VAR saying play on.